With you. Yeah, let me try to get my, there we go. Miss Stephen, I'll be with you shortly, okay? She's first. Morning, Mr. Villapiano. I'll be with you shortly. You're second in line, okay? Morning, Mr. Candia. I'll be with you shortly. You're third. Trying to get that phone to unmute. I don't know who it is. Hello, I'm talking to someone on a telephone. The last three digits of the phone number is 309. Could you identify yourself, please?
Andrea Strakowski.
Okay, Ms. Strakowski, I'll be with you shortly. You're fourth in line, and just hold tight, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. I don't have Kendricks or Taylor in at this time. Let's see what happens. So my name is Judge Person. Welcome everyone to court. There are several people in court today. I do want to let you know that I will be speaking with each of you, and if you listen while you're waiting, it will actually improve, your understanding of what's going on here. So just stay on mute and hold tight because I'll move as quickly as I can, but I need to give due regard for each person's case. And I'm taking people in the order that they've shown up because I do watch that. And so I will unmute now, Ms. Stephen, and let's visit just a few minutes. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you?
Great.
Let me get my volume is way down. Let me get that up. Okay, so we've been set a number of times, Ms. Stephen, and we've sent applications to you asking you to fill out applications for a payment plan, or it's really called a financial form, a financial affidavit. We still can't seem to get that back from you. And we met Tuesday and you weren't here. You're going to need to tend to these things. I'm not angry, but I am losing patience with the process because you're not doing your part.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you have the affidavit that we sent you?
Yes, ma'am. I have filled them out, and then I didn't have a way to go up there and give them to y'all. So the lady that had called me, I don't remember her name, but she had told me to take a picture and email it to y'all. I just didn't know which email to email it to.
The one we sent the forms for today. The link today came to your email.
I can send it right back to that link. Okay.
Yep. Can you do that? And I'll wait. I'll take the next person and come back to you. We'll look for it to come in. Okay. So take that picture, send it in, and wait. I'll be right back.
Okay. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Villapiano. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm good.
Good. My name is Judge Person. I am looking at your information. I did review it. Back in August, you had asked for community. Well, you had asked for community service.
Ma'am.
And you had also asked for a course. And you'd also asked for a payment plan. And my thing at that point was I really didn't know what you were trying to do. I ordered community service. I didn't find that you were, hold on, I didn't find that you were eligible for the driving course. The community service order was for October. Then I heard that you had come in to make payment, but I think there was some confusion because the person whose card you had decided they didn't want to do payment.
Mhm.
And we're back where we were. So here's what you need to know. I have two options,
Mhm.
payments or community service. And we need to get on track for one of those. What are you
I
trying to do today?
I wanted to do payments, but the clerk told me it needed to be $50. I can't pay $50 a month. I wanted it to be 25, and I asked if I could do that, and she
Okay,
told me to come to court and talk to you.
correct. She's
Main
not
reason
authorized to do that. I am.
the main reason I didn't want to do community service is I live with my grandmother, and she's the one that gave me the card, and she doesn't have the money, but she didn't want me to go to jail or anything. So, but after a while, she gets indecisive, and she decided she didn't want to do it, and she didn't have the money. I want to be able to pay it off, but at the right now that the coronavirus, I'm trying to lower my risk of getting corona. So going out is my most priority is not to do, and I didn't want to risk going to community service and come back and giving corona to my grandma. The less likely that I get it, the happier I am, the happier she is. So when I asked community service, it gave me a lot of anxiety, and I just couldn't work myself up to go outside and do it and get it done. So I'd rather pay because I know it's safer, but at the
Okay.
same time, have financial stability to be able to pay. So it's all up in the air right now for me.
So you think that you could make a $25 a month payment?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple of things. What I'm finding is that the providers that are still participating do take a lot of caution. Now, I can't make that decision for you.
Yeah, when I call them, they tell me that
Wait and allow me to finish what I'm saying, because I said I want to tell you two things. And, I listened, so you get to listen. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work any other way.
bad, you're right.
Okay. So I have a list of places, and many of them are still participating.
Mhm.
And if you want an opportunity to do that, I can be patient and work with you on that. If you want to slowly inch away at that and do that. If you want to do $25 a month, I can do that. And then at a later date, if you want to change that back to
Yeah.
community service, we'll have to re-review it, but it's probable that I could do that. So I can do like that $25 a month payment plan until further notice,
That'd
but
be amazing.
I'm not interested in setting you up to fail. So do you have a way to make that payment?
Right now, I've been donating plasma to make my bills. So I go to clean every 2 days or every 2 days out of the week to get paid. But the payments fluctuate, so they give you a different amount of money depending on whatever they're offering for that
Right.
month. So it really depends. But 25 is the safest for me to know. I did my budget, and I'm pretty positive I can do 25 a month guaranteed. And if they give me bonuses, I can also pay more on those certain months that I get more, But 25 was my minimum to know that I can make those payments. That's why I said 25.
Okay. So the main thing is now we're going to need to get your signature and a first payment.
Okay. I
Can you
wouldn't be
make a
able,
payment today?
I wouldn't be able to make a payment until either next Friday, because I have a bill coming in this week, and I go in Friday to get the money for that bill, and then Tuesday and the next Friday would be the days that I'd be able to have money to pay.
That looks like that's the 18th.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the email that we sent the meeting notice to for today,
Mhm.
can you print the payment plan out?
I don't think I can print it. Can I pick it up somewhere?
Oh, yeah. You can come by the court
Okay, I'll pick
and
it up.
just, you've got to, we have an entry process. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you come on in, and they can also give you information for how to do payment online or by phone.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And so can you do that today?
Yeah. When I think my grandma went to Target to get her meds, and when she gets back, we can head that way.
Can you do that before noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your paperwork it'll be quick. We do require face covering, and you answer questionnaire. So when you get here to the front, you call and they'll negotiate you in. You won't be here very long.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll do the paperwork. You'll have copies and you'll know how to proceed.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
All right. Now, if you run into trouble making payment, you're going to need to email in and ask for another hearing so we can talk about it. Don't just blow it off and go to warrant. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll see you at the front by noon. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and remove you because you're done.
All right. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. I'll see you up there.
You too, sir. Stay well.
You too.
Mr. Kendricks, if you can hear me, I'll be with you shortly. I think, Mr. Kendricks, you're connected now, but I can't see you. So I'll just let you know I will be with you shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Great. And then looks like, do we have Ms. Stevens' payment application yet? Okay. Ms. Stevens,
Yes, ma'am.
have you emailed the payment application in yet?
Yes, ma'am. I just emailed it.
Okay, we're still looking for it. It's not in yet. I'll be back with you shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is Mr. Villapiano. Thanks for all that background. It really helped me move it faster. I appreciate it. Okay, the third person then is Mr. Kendia. Morning, Mr. Kendia.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing fine. Thank you for asking. I'm Judge Person.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking, and this offense that you were charged with is a speeding charge. If you pay that ticket, it's $257. I don't know that you've been in court before, and I need to ask first because I think that you've entered a plea, but I don't see it confirmed. How are you pleading to the charge? Have you been in a courtroom before? Excuse me.
Yes, I was just there on Tuesday, and
Okay.
I set up this Zoom meeting. I also did set up a payment plan.
Right.
You said that you would be able to review that, and
Yes, I've reviewed it.
Okay,
Okay. How are you pleading?
guilty. I'll just be honest.
Okay. Well, that's, it happens. Is he on time? I think he. Okay. For folks who are on time for the first appearance, which you were, you have an option to take a driver safety course. Now you have to pay the court costs. They're not cheap. The state sets those. I don't set those. And right now the court costs, I believe those are $144. If you felt like you could pull that together at a time frame that was reasonable, say 2 to 6 weeks, I could give you time to do that. If that's not going to work, we can talk about the fact that I did review your payment application. I am prepared to say that you were legally indigent and that you're qualified for community service or to lower payments and make adjustments. So I'm kind of wide open. I want to hear from you. If I don't want to take the driver safety course option off the table unless you're clear that it just wouldn't work for you. And I understand if that's the case, but I wanted to offer that first.
Okay. Just to now, if I take the driver's course, would that cover me for the rest of any fees or anything, or how does that bet? I'm not saying that
Yeah, let me
benefit
give you.
what's the best play for me. That's I need
Right. So I can't tell you what the best play for you is, but what I can tell you is how each option looks. Okay, so if you do the driver safety course, you pay $144, and we have to collect that all at once up front on a specific date, or by a specific date. We also have to look at license and insurance, okay, on that same date. From that date, when we've collected the fee, the license, and the insurance, you have a 90-day window to take the class. Now we take the class around town, the class online. It just has to be a course that's approved for driver safety in the state of Texas. And then you also have to get your driving record. The course is going to run you about $40 or less. The record is going to run you, I believe it's close to $14. You do it online and you print it. If you don't have a printer, you can come to the court and we can help you get that printed. So those are two things that you wind up paying for. Okay. So when you really get down to it, what I always tell people is just like a budget analysis. It's about $198. It's a little bit less expensive than your ticket, about $60 cheaper. And it keeps it off of your record. You don't have a conviction. You're someone who tends to business. You haven't had delays or problems. So I feel like I could do that with you and give you more time if you need it. Are you wanting to do that, or do you want to just cut straight to the other options?
That sounds like a better option for me. I mean, considering if I don't take it off the record, it could more insurance, right? It's going to be
Yes.
more on the way.
So what I saw is that you're not making enough money to make a payment plan, but I also saw that your income has probably got some fluctuations in it.
Yes.
And also your bills are kind of like that too. And
Yeah.
so if you can look at a calendar and tell me when you could come back up here and pay the $144 and present license and insurance, then I could look at that option for you and see if the date will work for the court.
I believe I would be. You guys take credit?
We do.
No, they're
We do,
form,
don't we?
right? I believe I would. I want to get this over with. I believe I would be able to get it done for you by December 10th, the latest, the 11th. That's
Okay.
I'm still. I got this new job, so the
Mhm.
pay is still a day delayed or not. So I want to say the 10th at the earliest.
Okay. So what I'll do is say, if you can sign an extension form today, extending you to no later than December 11th, and then anytime before December 11th at 4:00, you can come on over and do that with us.
Okay.
Okay. We emailed you the meeting requests for today. We can email you the extension form. If you're able to print it and fax it back, email it back, or take a picture and email it back, we can get that done without you having to come to the court building today.
I don't have a printer, so I could actually drive over to the office, to the court
Okay.
right now.
You can come here and we can do it, or you can go wherever it works best for you to do that.
I'll go to the court. I'll go to the
Okay.
court. That's the
Okay.
fastest.
Can you swing by before noon?
I'll be there in 15 minutes. You kidding me?
Okay. So there'll be a sign on the door and you call, and I think you heard me say, we just have a protocol to follow right now, but
Right.
we'll get you in and out quickly. Okay. And
Okay.
that's an extension to sign up for driver safety course. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No, if I do, I'm sure I could ask the
The clerk.
people. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can always ask a clerk, and if a clerk can't answer for you, they can line you up to talk to me. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate
Good luck,
it.
sir. Okay.
Thank
This is just a way to keep it off your record. So you're
Yeah.
extended, and then just no later than the 11th. So early's fine, late's a problem. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
If
Appreciate
you
it.
run into trouble with it, then just don't blow it off. Come let us know, and we'll schedule you a different hearing. Okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Appreciate
Okay.
it. Thank
All right. Thank you, Mr. Candia,
you. Happy holidays. Bye.
and same to you. We have Naja's info, right? Great. Mhm. Miss Steven?
Ma'am.
Yes, hi. We got everything in, okay?
Ma'am.
All right, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So looking at your payment application, how long have you been working at Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I want to say around 2 or 3 months.
Okay. And what does your paycheck look like when you're paid? Give me
Around
the
like
range.
No more than 500, the least amount, like 450.
Okay. So about 450 to 5 is a normal thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what day of the week are you paid?
I get paid on a Monday. Yes, ma'am, Monday.
Every other Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then what bills do you have in your life? What do you pay for?
I help out with my sister when, like, with groceries most of the time, which is mostly with groceries, and then I give her money for the light bill.
Okay. Roughly, what's that light bill like?
Most of the time, like, I've never seen it more higher than like 175.
Okay. So you're living with sister?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any dependents, children, anything like that?
I have a niece and a nephew. I don't have any kids.
Okay. And do you have like a cell phone bill?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I have a cell phone bill.
What's that bill?
It's actually on my mom's plan, but my mom's just trying to teach me responsibility, so she makes me pay her $75 every month.
Okay. And then how do you get to and from work?
My mom takes me to and from work.
Do you pay for gas or anything?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that like? $50 a month or sorry?
Yeah, $50. Yeah, around like $50 a month.
Okay. Any other bills? Because you didn't list a single one. So I'm trying to figure it out.
No, ma'am, that's all.
Okay. So I show that you do have the ability to make payment, and your request was for $50 a month. I think what we actually need to bump that up a little bit because you've got so much going on here.
Mhm.
Are you able to pay anything today towards your balance?
No, ma'am, I get paid on Monday, and I can pay on Monday.
Okay. Let's say that on Monday you would pay $35.
Mhm.
And then every other Monday you'd pay $35 until you're done with your balance. Monday is the 7th. Will you agree to that?
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
Okay. Now, here's the rub. You're going to have to get over here and sign for this today.
Okay, I
When
think
can we, sorry?
my mom gets off of work at 2, I believe, and that's the time I'll have away.
Okay. So after 2, you'll be by
Yes, ma'am.
and before 4:15, okay?
Yes, ma'am, before 4.
Okay. So this will be here with Ms. Gonzalez. I'm sorry, not so. This will be at the front desk, okay?
Okay.
And, you'll just need to get over here, okay?
Yes,
And get
ma'am.
that signed because, you've kind of got a pattern of not showing up, even like online. And, you're going to have to tend to this
Yes, ma'am.
because the only other option I've got available if you don't is going to be just to seek out your, arrest.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
hold you till you time serve it because it's just been a pervasive problem. You're going to have to correct that. I'm kind of with your mom on that. The responsibility has got to rest with you if you're going to be productive in driving. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. Now I will tell you it's like a no interest loan. There's no interest. Okay. But it can go up because if you miss payments and you go to warrant, you go up. Okay. So you
Okay.
need to don't let that happen to you. And if you choose to pay early and to pay more, you'll just get done faster.
Okay, I
Okay.
understand.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Okay. The clerk will look for you. So we'll see you today.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Bye. Mr. Kalski? Asked to unmute thing doesn't always work. It's really weird. Okay,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you only have a phone available?
I do.
Okay. We are going to have you come back to the court and sign some paperwork today. Where are you
Okay.
today?
I am at my house right now. I
In
don't
Temple?
actually. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I actually don't have a ride. I might be able to walk down there.
Yeah, you're not that far away.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that we do today, we're going to need your signature. And there's a couple of things because, and it just kind of depends on where we're going. There is an assault by contact charge for family violence. Okay. And I'm getting that pulled up. Hang on just a moment. We don't have a plea, right? And the other either, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Now that case has been screened. We've had real difficulty kind of getting you in here to deal with it until recently. And do we have a complaint? Okay. So the other party that made the accusation is Cristina Cortez Arizmendi. Do you know who that is?
Yes, that is actually my grandmother, which is kind of weird.
Yes, but y'all are related.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to be aware, and I will do this verbally, but I'm going to have you sign this. It's not an admission of guilt, but I'd show you, but you're not able to see it, but it's a form, and it just has to do with, it lets you know certain things. So listen carefully, okay? Under Texas law, if you are convicted of this offense, I need to tell you that your right to own a handgun or be granted a concealed handgun permit would be affected. If you have children, it can affect custody in a future divorce. If you have a property division in a divorce, it can affect who gets what. It can affect employment in certain jobs, including but not limited to military service or law enforcement. And it can be a basis upon which a subsequent offense of assault with bodily injury against a family member can be enhanced to a third-degree felony for repeated offenses. Finally, if you're not a U.S. citizen, it can affect your immigration status. Okay. And that is information that you need to know. Okay. There's a certain series of laws really that require that I tell you this. So I'm going to verbally ask you now, do you understand what I've told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I also need to ask, do you have any questions about that?
I do have a question. You did say it was from Christina. Does that mean that she was the one? Because I didn't, like, there was an officer here for a different reason, and then I kind of got a little heated with the whole situation, and I went after my cousin. So that's why it was kind of weird that my grandma's name was on there.
Okay, let me make sure I have this correctly identified. Let's see. I'm just reading it. Give me a moment.
Alrighty.
Does it say on the complaint? Mhm. I know. Yeah, no, I mean, it's calling her the victim. I'm just reading it to make sure that, because there's several people involved. Hold on, it's a long narrative that the officer submitted. See, the problem is that Christina Arizmendi, there are two Arizmendis in this. Okay, one of them is Ricardo. Christina Cortez Arizmendi, date of birth September 16th, 1946, is okay, is in the report as the victim, but when we received the complaint, Ms. Strikalski, the complaint states that Angelina Urbina is supposed to be the alleged victim in this case. That's
Okay.
your cousin, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm reading the report, and I'm reading the other reason why the police were there. And I do see the frustration on this report that you might have had with this situation.
Yeah.
Right. I might be making a leap here, but I'm currently assuming you're likely pleading not guilty to this offense. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say then we're going to schedule that case for an additional review with the city's prosecutor. Okay. She's like the DA. Okay.
Okay.
You'll need to be there, and that's actually going to take place by phone.
Okay.
And then she will reach out to the parties involved and attempt to work on trying to sort out the case and decide whether she wants to prosecute the case. And then we will have a final setting for a final decision before we schedule the case for trial, and that's called a pretrial. So the first phone call hearing, I think we're looking at the 17th of December, and you'll need to be available. There's a window of time when you're going to need to have your phone handy and you're going to need to answer the phone. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm looking at between 9 and 10 on that day. Can you do that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. That says pretrial phone. Oh, okay. I got you. And then the final one where you have to come over to the court would be about a month later, a little bit more, on January 27th. And that'll be in the afternoon.
Alrighty.
And that would be at 2 o'clock. So this is
Okay,
a process. This is a process because once something like that gets filed, there are certain rights and duties that every party has. Okay. So can you come by the court today? Because you'll need to sign the form saying Angelina Urbina is your cousin and that you know there are additional consequences. And then you'll also want to sign for these two screening process hearings. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you come by here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can walk down there.
Yeah. We'll try to minimize it, but we just have to move this forward and try to sort through what's really happening in this situation. I know your grandmother was speaking to the police through an interpreter, and everybody does the best they can with that situation. Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's perfect and sometimes it's not perfect and sometimes it's somewhere in the middle. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is there is a registration charge, and the allegation date is literally September 28th of 2019. And the fines and costs are at $247. They went up because you haven't come in and appeared and dealt with it. So how are you pleading to that charge? And your options are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty is I did this. Not guilty is I don't agree, I'm contesting it. No contest is I'm not going to agree or disagree, but I'm going to move forward with sentencing, not going to say one way or the other. Do you understand those options?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you pleading to the charge of registration?
Guilty.
Okay. I see that you're working and we need to set up a payment arrangement.
Yes.
And you had proposed a $50 payment arrangement. When you come today, can you make that payment today?
I can't today. I
Okay.
can on Thursday.
Okay. All right. What you can do is sign up for your payment plan. Thursday is a week from today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you'll sign up today for the payment plan and they'll give you information for how to phone in or go online and make a payment. You can phone it in or you can go online or you can come by and we'll start on the 10th and it'll be every month on the 10th. And you won't have to come back except for that final pretrial.
So, like, if I pleaded guilty to that,
It would go
What
on your
would-
record,
oh, it would go on my record and stuff.
yes, as a conviction.
All
And
right.
you'd have a finding of family violence in your history.
Yeah.
So if you're able to do that, you can just do that and add it to your payment plan. But if you disagree, which you have the absolute right to do, then we want to go ahead and just first do the phone call and then do the final proceeding. And, you know, you can change your plea at any time if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the clerk will have your paperwork today. What time should we look for you?
I say 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So she just needs to sign for her payment plan and her family violence fund. And I want to tell you, I just want to report a little bit more in depth because now that I've read it, I'm just going to read it. But, we need to tell Nicole to read it really quickly and then look at the complaint and kind of highlight the part because you can get down the wrong rabbit trail very quickly on that. Thank you. And the listed victim in the report doesn't speak English. And the other person is accused of stealing from the grandmother. So that's a bunch of chaos to sort out. Okay, so ma'am, I'm going to release you from this hearing and we'll see you by 11 this morning, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Mr. Kendricks, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I have reviewed your file and the accusation is possession of drug paraphernalia. And what I would say is I'm a little unclear. I think that you have entered a plea of no contest, but I want to make sure I understood that right. So I know you were listening and you heard that there are 3 options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. How are you pleading to the charge itself?
For the paraphernalia charge, can I re-enter my plea as guilty?
Okay, yes, sir, you can. And then I was looking and it looks like you would have difficulty making payments. I just kind of did a quick review of your payment application form and your bills are not excessive, but your income, you know, I can tell that you work hard and then you work hard to pay everything off each month. I can lower your request to $25 a month and do a reduction, or I can actually, in your case, order community service instead of payments.
I would accept either option, ma'am.
What would
Uh,
work for you?
Well, as community service, I have no problem doing.
Okay. if I order that, I'm sorry, I'm having a little technological failure
Oh, no
here.
problem. Thank you.
Okay, it would be 14 hours. And with all the things going on in the world right now, I'd give you 60 days to try to get that done. If you
I would have
couldn't
no
finish,
problem doing that, ma'am.
okay, if you did wind up needing more time, you could have an extension. You just would have to come in and let us know or drop me a letter or an email. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'd be in touch definitely, but yes, ma'am. I'll have it. I greatly appreciate that, ma'am.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever
Yes,
had anything like this before?
Once, it was like 10 years ago, and uh, that was it was, pretty much for the same thing.
Okay. Did it go on your record?
Uh, I pleaded guilty or no contest to it, so I believe it did.
Okay. Did you have negative outcome from that? Like, did it affect your work or
No,
anything
man.
like that?
No, I paid a monetary fine that time, and I just realized how difficult it was with the
Mhm.
court costs and the fine, you know.
Certainly. I have another question, and forgive me. There's a speech uh, difference for you. Is there anything else going on, like that you have therapy for, or anything of that nature?
No, ma'am, not at the moment.
No diagnosis of any kind like that where you get treatment?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Because sometimes I can count that for community service, and I kind of wanted to check in and see if there were other things available to include to make the community service a little bit easier. So that's why I'm asking and being nosy.
Yes, ma'am. No worries. I appreciate it.
Is there
I just
anything else
know,
I need to know?
not that I'm aware of. I, you know, I will cooperate however you like me to. I'm just trying to move on and uh, try to get it taken care of without
Okay.
missing more work.
Right, right. I'm not trying to make it easy, but I'm also not trying to make it overly hard to where you can't get it done.
I understand that and I appreciate that, man.
Right. You're living in this area, right? You're in Temple.
That is correct.
Okay. So when you come by to sign your paperwork, which I hope we can do today,
Oh,
they're going to get, yes, sir?
yes, ma'am. Yes, I can.
Okay. We'll have a form. Okay. The first one, it's kind of like this, and that might be backwards on your sheet, on your view. But the top says community service providers.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And it's going to give you some basic information about how to go about finding a place to go. Okay. And you'll hopefully be able to read that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the next one, it's front and back. And this one has a list of places that I know are friendly to the general phone call. Because not every place can do it. It has to be a nonprofit.
Understood.
And I can take any nonprofit,
Okay.
but the ones here are already pre-approved.
Pre-approve it.
So I call it my starter list. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
So do you have a church or anything like that you participate with?
Not currently,
That's
but
okay.
I could definitely find one.
Well, that's okay. You find one if you want to find one, but they're all nonprofits.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any church or nursing home that takes volunteers or
Okay.
anything on the list.
Oh, that would be wonderful, ma'am.
Okay. And so you'll look and see kind of what works with your schedule.
Yes, ma'am.
Now they'll initial off on your hours. You'll do it just like a work timesheet. You'll fill in your hours and then they'll initial those hours and you'll initial the hours. And then before you turn it in, they'll sign for it and you'll sign for it and turn it in by the due date. And the due date will be at the top. And when you're at the clerk's window, they'll go back over this with you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you come by? What time can you come by today to sign for all that?
Anytime.
Anytime before, it's sooner the better, ma'am.
Sure. Can you come by before noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and someone has a way to help you get here, it sounds like?
Yes, I have a ride.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Uh, no, ma'am. You pretty much answered them.
Okay. Does your friend, the friend there helping you, have any questions?
It's my mother. She's
She'll give me a ride.
she'll give me a ride over there.
Okay. And ma'am, is there anything else I need to know?
Sure.
No, Your Honor, I'll help him get down there, and I thank you so much for helping him get this took care of.
Certainly, yeah. It's just a matter of doing what's required and getting it over with.
Yes.
So he's got a good attitude, and I just wanted to see if there was anything else I needed to take into account.
Nothing further to add. No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I'll remove you too, Yolanda.